Georgia, Cecile, Jervis, Grace, Sister Grace, Reverend Grace, Deaconess Grace, Auntie Grace to me. Thank you so much for talking today. Because we're going to talk about your journey of grace, pure grace, the name of your debut album.
Yes.
But before we talk about the album, tell me a little bit about the beginning. When was it that you found your voice?
My singing voice.
Yes.
When I was probably about 17, I joined the senior choir at my church, and my choir master put me to sing with the first sopranos. Now, prior to that, I sang alto. So when he put me to sing with the first sopranos, I thought, wow. And then he said to me, you can sing. And I did my usual thing to roll my eyes. And he said, no, you can really sing. And he sent me to voice training.
Awesome.
He sent me to train with, at the time, Jamaica's foremost soprano, Joyce Britton.
Did you come from a musical family?
I would say yes. They were musical in the sense that my mother sang a lot in her hometown of Port Antonio. And my dad played traps in a jazz band back in the day. My older brother sings. So in a sense, we were a musical family, yes.
Okay. I mentioned before, we all affectionately call you Grace. And I think that has a role in the title of
Yes.
your album. But I don't think it's just a destination, your journey to grace. It may be a journey of pure grace. So let us know a little bit about that journey to this destination of this album, Pure Grace.
Well, how much time do we have? You know, I always knew that there was something more to me than just what you could see. Particularly so when I was in school. I wasn't considered a bright girl, but God had a plan. And I think when I really met the Lord at age 18 and really committed my life to Him, all those things within me that were dormant began to come alive. So fast forward to finishing college, university and everything, I went to Port Antonio to be the rector at the parish church. And I'm the kind of preacher, my sermons have to convict me. And one Sunday morning, it was a really spiritually charged service, at the end of which a friend of mine, and you know the friend too, Marva, she said to me, in her own unique style, using the heart language, she said, Parson, you're going bad this morning. And I said to her, but you know, that wasn't me, you know. She said, no, sir, that's a pure grace. And I said, wow, if ever I made an album, because that has always been a dream, that's the title I'm going to give it. Now, that would have happened over 15 years ago. So here we are today.
You mentioned knowing in your heart that you wanted to do an album. What was the key driver behind that? Was it just divinely inspired, or it dropped in your spirit? What planted that seed and watered it?
More often than not, I would hear people speak about, it wasn't just the quality of the voice, but what it evoked in terms of a spiritual response. And I thought that would have been a wonderful way, making the album, to share that gift, not to share myself, but to share the message of the gospel in a way that people could embrace it, you know? I think over time, I began to warm to the idea of making an album, putting it out there. When I turned 60, so all right, you know my age now, I moved towards doing it, and then COVID happened, which sort of slowed things down. And then once the restrictions were lifted, I began again. But I was always surrounded by persons who were pushing me, enabling, encouraging. So the journey has been a graced one, if you will. And I think it is time.
Right. And it's more like a ministry.
Definitely.
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 So since it's a ministry, do you think that this is it? You've put this out, or you plan to release more albums in the future, or continue along this trajectory of this new wonderful ministry?
I have no plans. I don't know what God would want. I have no plans because, like I said, I'm not one to put myself in the public space. I just know I love to sing. In fact, there are 2 songs on the album that I wrote, and prior to doing that, I did not know I could write songs, but I did.
Awesome. So you told us about 2 songs you wrote on the album. Tell us a little bit more about the album, the choices, what you know, why you chose what you chose, and also what your favorite song is.
Each one has significance for me because of the lyrical content, the musical arrangement. One in particular is my mother's favorite song, and she loved that song. She sang it almost every day after my father died. Many things about tomorrow I don't seem to understand. So that's there as a tribute to her. There is a little bit of jazz, and then I did something that I didn't know I could. I sang reggae. I did that one with my BFF, Harold Davis, a duet with him. So all the songs mean something to me. They have impacted me personally. And so when I'm singing them, I am pouring myself, my experience of these songs into the actual singing, and hope that through that, those who listen will also be impacted. And then my favorite song, His Eyes on the Sparrow, that's there. My favorite hymn, Love Divine or Love's Excelling. How Great Thou Art is another hymn I love, and John Williams did a fantastic arrangement for those 2 hymns. And I love that reggae one. I really love the reggae one.
What's the reggae one called?
He Is My Reason to Live. Yeah, it's a song
like
that I think
nice
the Imperials did
back
in the day, but we've been able to put a reggae spin on it, and it has a wonderful arrangement. I just want to say big up to my arranger for those songs, Ati Lewis, you know, and John Williams and Harold. They've done a tremendous job.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Boy, Auntie Grace, I'm so excited, I'm so happy, I saw everything, but I know everybody just can't wait to hear this album, experience it, feel the love, be ministered through and to in this album. Where are these songs available?
Well, they will be available on most of the digital platforms, so iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, and we will have some actual CDs.
After all.
Yes, because there are a large number of persons in church who would want to have actual CDs.
Well, we are so excited.
I'm excited too, cautiously.
Yeah,
But
I can imagine, Auntie Grace, because
excited.
knowing you personally, I know what you mean. I know you don't want to be out there, but personally being ministered to by your voice, I just know this is just going to be awesome for every single person who gets the encounter and listen to pure grace.
Thank you for saying that, and as usual, to God be the glory.
Amen.
If